Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Power Is Now. My name is Eric Frazier. Thank you for joining me today. It's a beautiful day in Southern California, a great day to talk about real estate and to talk about a real estate professional who's doing an outstanding job in the city of Corona. Her name is Jenny Gonzalez, folks, and in a few minutes I'm going to bring her on. But we're going to learn more about Jenny, her background in real estate, her passion for real estate, and this is what makes her really a great resource for anybody looking to sell or buy real estate. Again, my name is Eric Frazier. I'm the host of The Power Is Now. Please go to thepowerisnow.com where you can learn more about us. We're online radio, online TV, online magazines, online events, and live events. We do a lot of things, folks, to educate and inform real estate professionals as well as consumers about building wealth through real estate. Now, in addition to being the host of The Power Is Now, I'm also a vice president and mortgage advisor for First Bank. My license number is 461807. First Bank has been around since 1910. It's a private bank. And I'm just so happy to be on the team. The views and opinions that I express today are my own and do not necessarily reflect that of First Bank. Well, in a few minutes here, you're going to hear from Jenny Gonzalez, folks. Take a moment and share this link. Anyone that you know that might be interested in buying or selling real estate, or maybe they need representation in some way, or they just want advice. Our job here at The Power Is Now is to bring these great resources to you. Individuals, people, systems, opportunities. We do it all here, right here at The Power Is Now. We'll be right back, right after this commercial break. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to The Power Is Now. My name is Eric Frazier. It is a beautiful day to talk about real estate. And folks, not only do I like talking about real estate, but I like interviewing real estate professionals who are doing big things and who are well respected in their particular community. And we have such a person today. Her name is Jenny Gonzalez. She is an agent with Keller Williams in Corona, been in the business since 1998. Welcome, Jenny, to The Power Is Now.
Thank you, Eric.
Jenny, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, the busy professional you are, to come in and talk to us. We have thousands of listeners, millions of followers and readers, and we want them to know about experienced real estate professionals like yourself, particularly in the Corona area. So again, thank you for your time.
I appreciate you taking your time out of your day as well.
Now, Jenny, where are you from originally?
I actually was born in Denver, Colorado. And when I was little, my parents flew out here to Northern California and actually grew up in Fair Oaks, which is near Sacramento.
Wow. So how did you make your way to Corona, California?
Actually, my mom got remarried my senior year, and she kind of didn't give me a choice but to move down to Southern California, which is near Pasadena.
Wow. So Pasadena is a great market as well. Did you start real estate in Pasadena, or did you start right here in where you are now in Corona?
I actually started in Corona after I was married and I had three little kids. We moved to Corona and I started my business so that I would have more free time.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, you are married, and how long have you been married, and how many kids do you have?
We've been married 27 wonderful years. We have three wonderful boys and they're all grown.
Wow. So you're empty nesters.
Well, not quite. There are actually three living with us right now. So we're
Oh
not
my
quite empty
goodness.
nesters.
Oh, so you're experiencing the millennial syndrome right now, where kids are staying home longer to finish their education or get rid of some educational debt, right?
That is correct. I have two that have degrees. One is a teacher. He will be buying this year or early next year his first home. And yes, that's what we're dealing with because they have student loans.
Well, you're not alone. You're not alone. My wife and I were empty nesters as well. Our kids are out, though, out, and we don't want them to come back, not anytime soon.
I completely understand that. We have an age limit now based off of their age when they're going to move out.
So at a certain age, you're out of there, right?
Exactly.
So, Jenny, what did you do before selling real estate?
Actually, I worked for the state. I was a clerical employee And the last place I worked was at the California Rehabilitation Center, which is a prison in Norco. And I was there for about 7.5 years.
Wow, 7.5 years. So what was the impetus to get into real estate?
Actually, I had 3 kids under 5, and I just found myself not able to give as much time to them as I wanted to. And I really enjoy the financial aspect of things. I'm a numbers person. So I met someone at T-Ball that was actually a broker, and they actually approached me and recruited me.
Wow. Now, I mean, here you are doing administrative clerical things and they approach you about getting into real estate. Did they know of your, potential? I mean, what was the impetus for them even approaching you about it?
I think maybe it's my personality. Back then, I
Hmm.
was not as open, I was quite shy. But when people got to know me, I automatically made friends with just about everybody. So I think he thought that that basis was a good basis for real estate.
Well, Jenny, in the time that I've known you, you certainly are a people person. Everybody likes you, and so you make making friends very easy, don't you?
Thank you. Yes, I really try because I'm more of an optimist than a pessimist, and I like to bring the best out in people.
Well, we should all strive to do that, right? I mean, it's easy to go negative, right? It takes work.
It's completely true, completely true. And reaching out to a lot of people I've been doing lately, such as my sphere of influence and past clients, I just call just to say hello, and it turns into a whole conversation, and I just love it.
Well, that's one of the great things about being a real estate professional. You are not just helping people to, achieve their goal, whether it be to buy or to sell, but in the process, you develop lifelong relationships, right?
That is correct. I mean, I have 2 listings right now from one of my very first clients that I met 20 years ago.
Wow.
And, I went to her birthday party a couple of months ago. It was a surprise party that I was invited to, and I had the pleasure of doing that. And yeah, I love the relationships I have with my clients.
Well, that's fantastic. And this truly is a relationship business. It really is. I mean, you can do a lot of things. You can have a lot of credentials. You can have sold a lot of real estate. But if you don't know how to treat people and how to build relationships, you're not going to be very successful. And I know that's one of the reasons why you are a successful agent in Corona, California. Jenny, before we go any further, let's talk about your market area. Provide your office address where you are, so anyone listening in Corona can get an idea where you're located. And also, too, let's not forget your license and contact information for anybody who might be interested in reaching out to you.
Of course, I'm with Keller Williams Corona, and they're located at 4160 Temescal Canyon Road in Corona, California, 92883. And my name is Jenny Gonzalez. My license number is 01249788. My cell phone number is 951-316-0374. And my email is jengonzalezre@gmail.com.
Now, for those of you who are listening on Blog Talk Radio or wherever you might find your podcasts, I want to encourage you to share this video if you're watching on Facebook, or share the audio if you're listening on a podcast. Jenny Gonzalez is an extraordinary individual, and she knows the Corona market. In fact, we just recently did an interview with Jenny, a market update, which you can find on our Facebook and also on Blog Talk Radio, and where she speaks in depth about what's going on in the Corona area. Now, Jenny, you cover Corona, but you also cover other areas around Corona as well. Tell us about really your market area.
I actually serve all of Southern California, everywhere from Los Angeles County all the way down to Orange County and San Diego County. I've had listings in every single county there is in the last 21 years. I do specialize in the Inland Empire, which includes a lot of San Bernardino, Riverside, and Orange County, and a little bit of Los Angeles County, such as Fontana, Chino, Upland, those areas up there. I have no problem getting business done anywhere because we have cars, of course, and we take great pride in what we do because if we can't go out and service other areas besides our own, then there's really no use for a real estate agent to be servicing at all, because we can't just do our own area.
Right, right. Well, you're right. Yeah, we have cars, right? But lately we have video, we have virtual, right?
Yes, I actually have a listing up in the mountains in Crestline, and there's really not a whole lot of service up there. I went and did a video. I wanted to go live, but there just wasn't service. But I went and did it all anyways, and we're doing virtual tours on it.
Well, with the COVID-19 virus, many people are sheltered in place, but there are still ways for individuals who are in a position to buy or even sell to still get it done right now. And you have all the tools and resources to be able to help people now, right?
That is correct. I actually even did a final walkthrough with a buyer the other day, and I went over with my mask, with my gloves, with my booties, my sanitizer and everything, and we Skyped. And we went through the whole house, and we closed that escrow yesterday.
Well, congratulations, Jenny, for taking advantage of technology and getting the job done. For those of you just joining us, we're listening to or watching Jenny Gonzalez, real estate agent extraordinaire out of Keller Williams, California, Corona, California. She does a wonderful job, loves people, great in building relationships. And not only that, but she brings the technical experience to make it happen. When we come back, we're going to move more into what Jenny does in helping people to buy or sell. So hang in there with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to The Power Is Now. My name is Eric Frazier. Thank you for watching. We'll be right back right after this commercial break. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to The Power Is Now. We're talking to the fabulous Jenny Gonzalez, real estate agent extraordinaire out of Keller Williams in Corona, California. Folks, we've been having a great time getting to know Jenny. And if you're interested in selling your home in Corona or the surrounding area, or you need representation, I can't recommend a more qualified individual than Jenny Gonzalez to assist you with your goals today. And Jenny, again, thank you for joining us today, taking time out of your schedule to share with our audience who may be in need of your services.
It is my pleasure, Eric.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. Now, Jenny, you're on our platform. Now, you are a VIP agent. And folks, in case you don't know, VIP agents are endorsed by The Power Is Now. They're endorsed by me. We vet them, we check them out. We've done the work for you already. So if you're looking for an agent, you can trust us, because that's a whole reason why we seek out real estate agents like Jenny Gonzalez, because we want to assist our customers, our clients, our listeners with their goal in acquiring real estate or selling real estate. And sometimes it can be really challenging to find the right agent. And many people, including myself, we just don't have the time to do the kind of research and due diligence we want to do. So we make it easy here for you. Just choose a VIP agent, and it's all done. It's all done. Next thing you know, you'll be living in your new home, or your home will be sold. Now, Jenny, being on our platform, you're taking advantage of a lot of the resources we have for online media. Share with us, how important is online marketing to you, and what are some of the things that you're doing?
Online marketing to me has been a game changer. Before I came on the Power Is Now, I was very shy and didn't kind of know what to do on my social media. When I was doing my videos, I was like, what is it that I do? And I was very shy. This platform gave me the confidence I need to talk to people online, record myself, interview people, and we have our homebuyer seminars that are absolutely phenomenal twice a month. We get more information to get out to our buyers and sellers. We have our marketing platform on Fridays where we announce our listings, and we can talk about the listings that we can't just show you on the MLS. We talk about things that you wouldn't find on the MLS. Also, the Power Is Now actually posts on my social media for me things that I wouldn't even have thought about. Also, the magazine is phenomenal. I have never written any kind of articles before. I have had a blog that has been published. I've had news articles that have been published, and I just wrote another one that's going to be published next month. It has been absolutely phenomenal for me.
Jenny, I'm so glad that you're happy with the platform and that you're taking advantage of the platform to get the word out. Now, right now, the traditional agent will list a property and they'll put it on the MLS. Actually, it has to be on the MLS, right? And then they'll put a sign in front of the house. Tell me, how does this take the marketing of real estate to maybe another level than what you have done prior to?
Prior to, I would have their only leads off of a sign or off the MLS. Now I'm getting calls off of my online presence, off of my virtual tours, and off of the home buyer seminars and the marketing platform. Not just from buyers and sellers, but just people that have questions because they're looking at me, seeing me on, and they're thinking, I need to call her because I have a question.
Right. Well, in addition to that, I mean, every time you go live, you're getting quite a few people watching you. And that's just on what you and I might do. But in addition to that, you're getting exposed to millions of people that download our podcast and or read our magazine. Now, folks, for those of you who are watching right now and you're thinking about selling your home, I can't encourage you enough to reach out to Jenny because as a VIP agent, she gets a lot using this platform. Your property is going to be advertised in our national magazine. And we have three magazines, a radio magazine, a real estate magazine, and a national magazine. Just the magazine advertisement alone just puts more people in touch with your property and with Jenny to talk about your property. We do a marketing session, or we'll call it the real estate roundtable, where we discuss the details. As Jenny was mentioning, we get into the details about your property, things that she just doesn't have enough space. Jenny, how much space do you have to write about the property in an MLS or a flyer?
Like 500 characters max. You know,
Wow.
I can't explain the history behind the property. I can't describe what they've done to the property in full and what their intentions are. And with the video, I'm able to actually discuss this, and then people are more able to know what's going on with the property and why they're selling. Not just the fact that they want to sell and get rid of it, but that they truly do want to sell it and find that next homeowner.
Jenny, as we end this segment here, can you share with our audience all the various platforms that you're on to help sellers sell and also for exposure for yourself, that is, for buyers, because you could easily, generate a buyer now with our online seminar plus the things you do to buy one of your listings.
Yes, I actually have my own platforms as well through Keller Williams. They
Mhm.
have something called Command, and we have a great platform. It's our contact management system, and it will actually, we go in there and it actually does things for us. So it helps us communicate with the buyers and sellers, and it reminds us when we need to make phone calls, when we need to send those emails out, and it gives us tasks to do. So we're always kept on top of everything we need to do, and it keeps me more informed with my sellers and my buyers. And if someone is just looking, say, in 3 months to do so, it actually gives me a reminder to say, hey, I need to contact them and say, hey, you have any questions? And that way, we also have this platform where we can, we have a collaboration through our office. And we're actually helping each other with our virtual open houses and so forth. So when I am actually doing my virtual open house, I have other agents sharing that as well. And it's been a great collaboration. And with regards to buyers, it's the same thing. I get a lot of leads on buyers, and I'm just putting them in my contact list. I'm contacting them directly constantly, but it's a matter of having that relationship and getting that relationship from those people. It's not reaching out and say, hey, you want to sell your house? It's no, how are you doing? And how can I help you today?
Jenny, that's fantastic. You guys have it all there at Keller Williams. What an incredible franchise it is. One of my favorite books is written by Gary Keller and it's called The One Thing. And
I
so,
have that book in the next room.
do you?
Yes.
Well, being able to collaborate with other agents in your office when you're going live, doing virtual tours, is just one way of just bringing more exposure to homes you have listed for sale. In addition to that, I believe every great listing agent is also a very strong buyer's agent, and they have a strategy for generating buyers. And I know you do with us here at the Powers Now and participating in our bi-monthly first-time home buyer seminars, as well as the other things that you're doing to generate buyers. Are there any other platforms, like for example, are you on Instagram and Pinterest, or Twitter, LinkedIn? What are some of the other platforms that you are on?
Yes, I have two Facebook generated pages for my business. I have one for real estate, and I also help veterans and first responders, so I have one for that. I also have an Instagram page. I have a Twitter, a LinkedIn, and I believe that's it right now because I haven't quite gotten onto the Pinterest thing yet.
Okay, all right. Well, we can help you with that. So make sure I'll have my people contact your people. All right, we'll get this done.
Sounds good to me.
Those of you just joining us, we're talking to Jenny Gonzalez, a real estate agent out of Corona, California, with Keller Williams, an incredible franchise. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate, Jenny Gonzalez is someone you should talk to. She's a VIP agent right here on The Power Is Now. We're going to take another break. After learning about all of her social media, I want to encourage you to connect with her right now on Facebook. Connect with her on LinkedIn, right? Follow her, folks, as she is providing great content, information about listings, market updates. She does it all, and she does it right here on The Power Is Now. Hang in there. We'll be right back right after this commercial break. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to The Power Is Now. My name is Eric Frazier, and folks, I've been having a wonderful time talking to Jenny Gonzalez, real estate agent extraordinaire out of Corona, California. She works for Keller Williams. Have you heard of Keller Williams? It's probably one of the strongest, most known franchises in the country, folks. They do a great job, and she's with an awesome team of agents in her office there in Corona, and they work together to help each other build their respective businesses and to support their respective clients, whether they are buyers or sellers. Jenny just finished telling us about her social media expertise. Folks, she's all over the internet, and every day, every week, she's doing something right here on The Power Is Now. Jenny, again, thank you really for your time today. I am enjoying this conversation with you, and I certainly hope those who are listening on Blog Talk Radio are watching on Facebook are enjoying it as well, and we'll share this video.
Thank you, Eric, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, the pleasure again is all mine. Jenny, what makes you so passionate about real estate, or selling real estate, or just being in the real estate business?
Actually, what makes me passionate about the real estate business is what happens at the close of escrow. Whether it be sellers or buyers, when they are satisfied and they tell you how much they appreciate you and how much you've made a difference in their lives, that is what makes me passionate. It's not the bottom line number at the end of the day. It's the actual relationship and what I get back in return here in my heart.
Wow, Jenny, that really speaks to, your personality, because you're all about relationships, right? And you want them to be happy, and you want them to fulfill their dreams. In fact, for many people, it's their first home, right?
Yes, I've been dealing with a lot of first-time home buyers over the last couple of years. And I used to deal with people that, I put them in their homes, their first homes, and then they were getting their second homes. And now those people their children are now buying through me, which is absolutely fantastic.
Wow, that is the reward, isn't it, of just providing great customer service and building relationship and becoming part of the family. Jenny, can you share with us just a quick story, say of a transaction that kind of really touched you the most, that you'll never forget, as either as a listing agent or or as a buyer's agent?
I can tell the one story that is my favorite. I told once before, and it's both as a listing agent and as a buyer's agent. I had a property that my friend had given me the actual contact information because they could not refinance. The mother was in a wheelchair. She was diagnosed with MS 16 years ago, and her husband had died 2 years before. And they found out that there was over $60,000 worth of tax debt that he had accumulated, and they had attached it to the house. So she could not refinance. So what happened is we ended up listing the home. And then this daughter, the husband, and the 2 kids that were living in this tiny little house needed to go find another home. And it needed to be perfect for the mother in the wheelchair as well. So what I did is I listed their home. It sold very quickly, and we found another home. But in turn, as I don't know if you remember, it was contingent on the buyer on our side selling their home that they were escrowing, and that fell out. So then in turn, we had to put a stop on everything and wait to see if that other buyer would come through, which they didn't, and we lost that other house. My buyer was kind of devastated. But the seller was very adamant. She says, I know this is going to take time, Jenny, and I trust you. She was a spark plug, and I just loved her. I would go over and just stop and by and say hi to her because she made such a difference in my life. Someone who's 56 years old, in a wheelchair for 16 years, and still has that personality. I smile just thinking about it. And then this family has 2 great children. They're absolutely beautiful. And I knew I needed to find them another home and get another buyer. So we did get another buyer, and we found another home that was even better. It was clear throughout the whole house, from driveway through all the rooms. The wheelchair access was perfect. The seller had actually a brother that had been in a wheelchair, and he had made the house wheelchair accessible for him. So it was the perfect house for my buyers. And as we say, everything happens for a reason. And I went by, and after a year, I went by there recently for their 1-year anniversary. They even had taken a zip line for their son, and they set up a zip line in the backyard. And I got to videotape him going zip lining in the backyard. It was absolutely wonderful. They're my favorite family right now.
That's a great story, Jenny. And it speaks volumes about you and them giving you more time to work through it and to find another buyer and get the job done. And it really isn't real estate all about trust anyway, right? Trusting the agent you're working with, having confidence in them to get the job done.
Yes, exactly. I had one the one that just closed on Friday. I had great feedback from the seller. Her daughter is a listing agent out of LA, and she was having the hardest time getting things done. And I'm like, just send it to me. Just send it to me. I'll get it done. And she said, my daughter, she says, I feel the same way. She says, you are the best agent I've ever dealt with. And she asked me for some cards because she says, since I'm leaving to Texas, and my neighbors are really sad. They said that they're going to want to sell their houses too. Can I have some cards? I said, sure. Had my gloves on, and I'm handing cards out.
That's great. Jenny, you are just, man, you're fabulous. And I can see why your clients love you. Why don't you share with our audience, what is it that you do to help? Let's start with sellers. What are some of the strategies you employ to help sellers sell outside of your great personality and relationship building skills?
Actually, when I go into a property, I like to not necessarily just sit down and talk automatically. I like to let them show me their house. And I will actually take down my notes at that point in time. And I will go over the house with them and tell them certain things that I see. Since I'm a seasoned real estate agent, I kind of know the things that need to be done through home inspections and so forth. So I actually will go through the house with them and tell them the things I think they need to do prior to it going on the market. And I will also suggest that they get a termite inspection done, because that's very important, because that's a lot of times a lot of problems come when people order the termite inspections late and they really don't know what's going on with their property. A lot of times there's nothing on the report, so you're fine and you look wonderful. And there's some other things that you can do as well. You can get your house appraised in advance and know what your actual value is. So there's a lot of things that you can do before listing a property. And so then we can go ahead, and once the property is set, we can have a professional photographer with a drone if necessary. Professional photos are absolutely a necessity. The only reason why my two that I have right now aren't on professional photographers because they're tenant occupied and we can't not go in there. So we have to use other photos. But with all other listings, we use professional photography and the pictures turn out beautiful, and then we can do virtual open houses regarding that until we're actually able to do open houses.
Now, if the seller isn't willing to appraise the property or, pay for an appraisal of the property, how do you come to terms on value or list price?
I just use comparable sales and I try and show them what other houses look like that are like theirs and what their price ranges are that. And I say, okay, well, if that house has a pool and that your house does not, and your house is exactly the same, it looks exactly the same, a pool is generally about $10,000 on an appraisal. So let's take $10,000 off that. Sometimes I get a little bit of pushback on that, but mostly I don't. So I usually will sell a home for list price, if not above list price.
And so in the last, say, few transactions, has that been the actual case that you've sold the homes either at or above list price?
Yes, they've been around list price and the appraisals actually come in. I have not had an appraisal come in under list price. I have not. It's been several years since I've had that happen.
Now, with the COVID-19 virus, the pandemic, we're going to see some disruption in the market with home prices. And so it could be a challenge moving forward in sellers getting what they want. But that is really kind of market driven, right? Real estate is a very local phenomenon, right? And so what's happening in Corona necessarily may not necessarily happen in, say, Rancho Cucamonga or Los Angeles or any of the other surrounding areas. I would like for you to talk about actually what's happening in the Corona market in more detail. But before we do, let's transition to buyers. How do you help buyers? What are some of the strategies you do to help buyers find a home?
First of all, when a buyer contacts me, I try and interview them over the phone, ask them what they do, how long they've been doing it, because I know they need to have a job for at least 2 years in the same field. And then at that point, I hand them off to my lender because I will not deal with the buyer until they are actually pre-approved. If they're pre-approved that day or a couple days later, then we're ready to go. But a lot of times they have some things to work on and the lender is in charge of doing that. So like Eric, I send them over to you and you will tell me their credit's not quite there, they need to work on it a little bit, or they need to provide some more documentation. And once that documentation is in and I have that letter in hand and I have proof of funds in hand, then we're ready to go. I have them put in writing what it is they're looking for and their price range. And then we kind of look out. A lot of times what ends up happening, sometimes they find a house right away. But if they don't, and they're not able to find something in their direct area, then I tell them to think outside the box a little bit. But sometimes we need to think outside the box and go to the next city. You never know what's going on in the next city. Your perfect house may not be in Corona, it may be in Riverside. It's that house you've been looking for and it's only 10 minutes away. And that's what I found with that story with the mother and the daughter. They thought they were going to move to Riverside from Riverside, and they ended up going out to Beaumont. She said it's the best decision she's ever made.
Jenny, I appreciate your diligence in making sure the buyer, number one, is prepared to buy. And going through the pre-approval process is so important so that the buyer has the right expectations, yes, right, the right understanding about their ability. Because sometimes buyers think they can buy more than what they can actually afford to buy. And the pre-approval goes a long way in setting kind of the right expectations for the buyer and for you, because you don't even know what to show them until you get that pre-approval.
Yeah, a lot of times people have expectations of certain houses. And as I tell them, I don't want to get your hopes up by showing you properties that you cannot afford, because then that just is kind of a Debbie Downer. It's just, you know, man, I really like that house. What do I do? What can I do to get that house? And
Right.
I don't want to put them through that. I only want to show them the homes that they are actually qualified for, so that they can have a realistic view of what they can have, and then they can picture themselves in those homes. And I think that's very key, is for them to be able to picture themselves there. If they can't picture themselves there, then that's not the home for them.
Now, Jenny, you specialize really with first-time home buyers because you're very familiar with down payment assistance programs, and we have done, quite a few seminars and talking about first-time home buyers and down payment assistance with our online seminar we conduct twice a month. Can you speak to that in your experience in working with, HUD programs and being able to assist people who may not have the money for the down payment, but they have the job, they have the income, they have the ability to buy, and you are very familiar with down payment assistance.
Yes, I actually had one buyer late last year, and she actually put a deposit on the house. She thought she was just going to go FHA. We went Cal FHA. She got all of her credit cards paid. The seller contributed closing costs. So she got $300 back after close of escrow on the 100% program. I don't know what other program you can have where you actually get money back when you're not actually even putting any money down on a property, and you're getting your debt paid off at the same time.
It certainly sounds like down payment assistance, and there are actually a couple of programs: the Golden State Finance Authority, the California Housing Finance Agency. There are other nonprofit organizations, and there's a lot of ways to get into a home with little to no money down. And I'm so happy to be partnering with you, Jenny. First Bank uh, offers everything, and you've been a great partner, and I'm looking forward to helping more of your buyers get pre-approved with no money down. Now, Jenny, can you tell us about Corona? What's happening from a seller's perspective? Someone's thinking about selling their home, and from a buyer's perspective, they want to move to Corona. Give us an overview of what's going on in Corona.
Actually, it's been really hopping over here. The listings that I've been seeing, they're going on the market. And this week, I've noticed they're going on the market and they're going into escrow within a week or two. And that is amazing. We have about 287 single family residence listings right now in Corona, which is not bad. It's up from a little over 100 last month, because we had really low inventory. And we're running around $247 per square foot, okay, which is really good, because at our peak we were in the 250s and 260s. So that is really good. And we're seeing more affordable homes coming on the market. So those in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. I really would like to see more of those, because that is where the meat of our buyers are right now. But again, Corona is a great place, and that's why they're not staying on the market very fast. Even the ones that are higher priced are actually, I just had a couple of neighbors, and they are happy because they didn't have to put a sign in their yard. And they don't have to, you don't have to put a sign in your yard to sell your home. So that is how the market is right now. But you have to realize Corona is a very unique city. We have entertainment, we've got trails to walk on, we have restaurants, we have great infrastructure, and it's almost like everybody knows everybody in the town. Even though we're a very large town now, we're a town of about 200,000. My husband grew up here, and it was like 30,000 people when they moved here. I still can go out to the store, and yeah, I got to make sure I'm not in my pajamas, because it seems like I see somebody I know everywhere I go.
Yes. So are you one of those that will go out to the store in your pajamas?
I will, yeah. If I'm lazy enough, I will.
Well, Jenny, thank you for that overview of Corona. It sounds like a great place to live. In fact, I know it is. I work in Corona. Our office is in Corona, right? So it's a great place to live and work. And folks, if you're interested in buying in Corona, reach out to Jenny Gonzalez. Extraordinary real estate professional, does a great job. We're going to take a final break here. And when we come back, I'm going to ask Jenny point blank, Jenny, why should somebody call you right now? Folks, look for her call to action when we come back right after this commercial break. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to The Power Is Now. My name is Eric Frazier, and I'm here with the fabulous Jenny Gonzalez. Folks, she's done an outstanding job so far, and just sharing with you and me her background, her experience, and some success stories, and how does she help buyers buy and sellers sell. Jenny, again, thank you for your time today. This is our final segment. And so, Jenny, could you please just take a moment and share with our audience what makes you so uniquely qualified to represent sellers and our buyers in their quest to build wealth through real estate?
Of course, Eric. I have been so proud to represent so many buyers and sellers over the last 21 years. And what I've found is that when I'm doing my real estate transaction, it's not just a transaction, but it's actually an actual relationship transaction for a lifetime. And when you call me, you're calling a person who will pick up the phone. If I'm not picking up the phone, it's because I'm on the phone. So when you call me, you are assured that you're calling me, not somebody else who's going to sit there and let you go without any answers. I am there 24/7. If I am not there, then there's a problem with me. So if you want somebody who's very dedicated to real estate, whether it's buying or selling real estate, investing in real estate, or establishing more wealth than you actually have, because building wealth is through real estate. If you see what's going on with the stock market, how it's going up and down, that's not the greatest investment you can do. It's real estate that is on a continual climb up.
Jenny, you're so right. I believe that real estate not only is more stable than the market, but you're able to, as people I know used to say, feed two birds with one piece of bread. You can have a place you can call your own. We all need permanence. That's what real estate provides. And on top of that, you can have an investment. That home you live in will one day become an investment and fund your retirement. And on top of that, the many tax benefits associated with owning real estate, whether you are buying your primary residence or a second home or investment property, there's just so many benefits to owning real estate. And to have someone like you with your dedication, your personality, your relationship building skills, and your technical knowledge of real estate, and on top of that, your marketing, man, it would be a win for anyone to call you right now. I really appreciate you taking time today to join us. I want to end with one final question that we ask all of our guests that comes on the show, and that is, what does the phrase, "the power is now," mean to you in the context of who you are, what you do professionally?
The power is now means to me that now more than ever, we have the power to have our own destiny in our own hands. Now, if you are currently renting and not in a home where you actually own it, then you have less leverage on your own life. The power is now to take control of your life. If you have a job, if you have credit, you can buy. If you're a seller and you need to sell, now is the time to sell. Why? Because the power is now, because later on, you're going to have another market where everybody's going to be flooding the market. We're going to have multiple offers. We're going to have people dropping off because they've made offers on 5 houses, and you're picking that one offer that is higher than your actual list price because you're thinking you're going to get more money for your home. And then that buyer decides, you know what, the appraisal didn't come in. I'm sorry, I can't come up with the extra cash. You have to find another buyer. Right now, the power is in the buyers now. The buyers that are out there now have the power to buy now, and you don't have that competition. You have maybe one or two people making an offer on a property, and you can negotiate with the agent because they want to sell the house as much as we do. That is the power in now.
Jenny, fantastic power is now statement. Again, thank you so much for your time today. Folks, if you're looking for an agent, whether to help you buy or sell, please reach out to Jenny Gonzalez. She's a VIP agent right here on The Power Is Now, an extraordinary real estate professional working for Keller Williams, an outstanding franchise which is nationwide and international. She can be reached directly by cell phone and or by email. All of her information, including her background, can be found on our website. Go to thepowerisnow.com, thepowerisnow.com, and look under VIP agent. And not only will you see Jenny Gonzalez, but you'll see other extraordinary real estate professionals who can do a great job helping you to build wealth through real estate. Jenny mentioned about buyers. You know, I can't tell of a better time. I don't know of a better time than now to buy. With interest rates as low as 2.75%, that's what we're locking in rates as of today, 2.75% on a government loan. I'm talking FHA, VA, USDA. Conventional loans are in the low 3% range. Folks, I don't know of a time where rates have been this low, and most likely they may stay this low for a while. So if you're interested in getting pre-approved, please reach out to me. I'm a partner with Jenny Gonzalez. Eric Frazier, you can reach me at eric.frazier@fbol.com. That's First Bank Online. You can reach me there by email, or you can just call me directly at 714-475-8629. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of this special program, Power Agent Spotlight. Jenny Gonzalez is definitely a power agent. Please reach out to her if you're looking to buy or sell. Follow us on Facebook, like us, and share this link. Also, download us on wherever you get your podcasts. We're on iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Blog Talk Radio, and of course, read our magazine, where you can read great articles from Jenny and also see her listings that she has currently for sale. Right here, all of it is available at thepowerisnow.com. Well, remember, we are at our best and we maximize our success when we act now. The power is now, folks. Thank you for listening.